StarRupture is a kind of game that immediately makes one thing clear: this universe is not safe and you are not in control. From the moment you're dropped onto its hostile alien world, the game establishes a sense of scale and danger that never really lets up. This is a sci fi survival experience built around instability, unstable planets, unstable ecosystems, unstable technology, and a looming cosmic catastrophe that's always in the background. StarRupture isn't just about building and surviving. It's about enduring a world that feels like it's constantly on the verge of tearing itself apart. At its heart, StarRupture is a sci fi survival and crafting game set on a planet suffering from catastrophic stellar instability. The environment itself is the enemy. This isn't a calm, passive survival sandbox. The world is violent. Eruptions, energy surges, hostile alien life forms, and environmental hazards constantly threaten your progress. The planet feels volatile, like it could kill you even when you're doing everything right. And that sense of danger is intentional. StarRupture's strongest idea is that you're not meant to tame this world. You're meant to survive it just long enough to exploit it, understand it, and maybe escape it. That premise alone sets the tone for everything else the game does. The alien planet in Star Rupture is visually striking. Jagged terrain, glowing minerals, violent weather patterns, and massive environmental structures dominate the landscape. The world feels alien without feeling random. There's a logic to how everything fits together, even if that logic is hostile to human life. Biomes are distinct and dangerous in different ways. Some areas punish you with heat, others with radiation, others with aggressive wildlife that reacts to your presence. Exploration is rarely relaxing. Even when you're gathering resources, there's always a sense that something could go wrong. What Star Rupture does particularly well is scale. You constantly feel small. Towers loom overhead, alien creatures dwarf your character, environmental events are massive and destructive. This reinforces the core fantasy. You're not the apex predator here, you're an intruder. Star Rupture leans heavily into classic survival mechanics: hunger, resource scarcity, crafting chains, but layers them with sci fi complexity. Resources are plentiful in theory, but dangerous to obtain. Mining might expose you to enemies. Harvesting organic materials might attract hostile fauna. Certain advanced materials require venturing into extremely unstable zones. This creates a risk versus reward loop that constantly forces decision making. Do you push deeper for better materials, or play it safe and reinforce your base? Crafting systems are deep and interconnected. Early game items feed directly into late game progression, which makes planning and efficiency important. You're not just crafting for survival, you're crafting for scalability. That said, the complexity can be overwhelming. New players may struggle with unclear progression paths or systems that aren't fully explained. Star Rupture expects experimentation and failure. Base building in Star Rupture is less about aesthetics and more about survival infrastructure. This isn't a cozy sci fi homestead simulator. Your base is a machine, a functional outpost designed to keep you alive and productive. Power generation, storage, defenses, automation, and expansion all play critical roles. Environmental threats mean you can't just build anywhere. Placement matters, structural integrity matters, power flow matters. As you advance, bases start to feel more industrial than personal, which fits the tone perfectly. You're extracting value from a dying world, not settling it. Automation becomes increasingly important in the mid to late game, allowing you to streamline resource gathering and crafting. This is where StarRupture starts to feel more like a factory builder hybrid, blending survival with production efficiency. Combat in StarRupture is functional, but not its strongest element. Weapons feel solid, and enemy variety is respectable, but combat exists primarily as a pressure system rather than a highlight. Enemies are dangerous in groups and during environmental events. Positioning, preparation, and awareness matter more than raw gunplay skill. You're encouraged to avoid unnecessary fights early on and return better equipped later. Where combat shines is in how it interacts with the world. Fighting during a planetary rupture or environmental surge adds chaos and unpredictability. The environment doesn't pause for combat, and that keeps encounters tense. That said, combat animations and AI can feel stiff at times, and some encounters blur together mechanically. Progression in Star Rupture is steady but demanding. Advancement is tied to exploration, crafting mastery, and expanding your operational footprint on the planet. You're constantly unlocking new tools, new structures, new power systems, new resource tiers, new survival capabilities. The game does a good job of making progress feel earned. Every major upgrade represents hours of preparation and risk. However, pacing can be uneven. Some mid game stretches feel grind heavy, especially when resource requirements spike sharply. Players who enjoy optimization will thrive here, others may feel slowed down. Atmosphere is one of StarRupture's strongest qualities. The sound design reinforces the danger of the world. Distant rumbles, alien screeches, mechanical hums, and environmental warning sounds keep you on edge. Music is used sparingly, allowing ambient noise and environmental audio to carry most of the emotional weight. When music does swell, it emphasizes scale and urgency rather than heroism. The result is a constant sense of tension. Even quiet moments feel temporary. StarRupture is ambitious, and that ambition sometimes shows rough edges. Performance can vary depending on system load, base complexity, and environmental effects. Bugs and balance issues appear occasionally, especially in larger builds or heavily automated setups. Most are manageable, but they do interrupt immersion. That said, the core experience remains intact. The foundation is strong, even if the surface needs refinement. StarRupture is an ambitious sci-fi survival game that succeeds most when it leans into instability, danger, and scale. It's a game about surviving a world that doesn't want you there, and never pretending otherwise. It doesn't always hold together perfectly, but its ideas are strong, its world is compelling, and its survival loop is deeply engaging for players willing to invest the time. Final score 7 out of 10. Let me know what you think of StarRupture, and if you enjoyed this review, leave a like and subscribe for more gaming reviews. See you next time.